I hope that we can continue to model women taking care of each other and women standing up for each other and women doing what's best for each other versus anything feeling like dramatic or controversial or hurtful to each other. Welcome to the Product Boss Podcast, where we're dedicated to helping product-based business owners turn into revenue-generating, successful, happy product bosses. I'm Jacqueline Snyder.
And I'm Mina Kunlo-Sitep. Together through digital courses, coaching, and masterminds, we've helped over 50,000 students from startup to multi-million-dollar businesses scale their sales while blending in their dream life.
It gets lonely out there in the product business world. We fully believe a business shouldn't be built alone. There's room at the top for all of us.
So let's get scrappy and creative together, Product Boss, to be profitable, make more sales, and grow your visibility.
Are you ready? Let's dive in. Hey friends, and you know it, we know it. Next year is creeping up really quick. And if you want to make business boom in 2024, you need tech that puts you in the pilot seat. The new HubSpot Sales Hub will help you close out the year strong and kickstart your success for 2024. Teams can collaborate on every inch of the customer journey and keep operations running smoothly with a comprehensive prospecting workspace and powerful sales analytics tools that keep data connected across teams. Speed up your workflows and navigate your platform with ease with the AI-powered conversational platform, ChatSpot, and use AI Assistant to write copy, generate emails, outline posts, and more. They'll help you whip up assets and execute tasks that used to take hours out of your workday. HubSpot Sales Hub lets you accelerate every facet of your sales operation with precision. And with over 1,400 integrations, there are tons of ways to mix in new features. So finish out Q4 strong and gear up for the new year with HubSpot Sales Hub. Learn more at hubspot.com/sales. Welcome back to the Product Boss. So if you're here today, we have an announcement to make, a very important announcement to make to all of you, and a conversation. And I think this is an important conversation for our listeners to be in on and to experience. And we're going to get right into it.
Yeah. So this is going to be truly probably one of the most important conversations we've had in our lives, but also one of the most, as my husband keeps calling me, sensitive. I'm sensitive right now, and I think Jacqueline is too. And we want to tell you all something because we know that we would not be here without all of you. And so we wanted to share this big announcement with you all and kind of talk through it.
So we're recording this in August. And we're airing this not in August. So there's been a lot.
I should say August 30th because we're on the tail end, of it. So it's not August 1st. And it's been a grueling month, okay? So we're almost through this month.
So it's something that we've pre-recorded and we've thought a lot about and we've gone over it a lot of times. So I think we're going to just have to cut to the chase and get it out there and then kind of talk through it. So the announcement that we're making is that Mina and I have decided to go in different directions I don't even know if I'm saying this correctly.
I don't think there's a right way to say it. So just bear with us, okay? Because we're unscripted per usual. We have decided that there was a fork in the road for the Product Boss. And we had to decide if we were going in the same direction or in different directions. And it was a really big decision because, as you all know, we have put our life's work into the Product Boss for the last 6.5 years, built it to this amazing thing, created a community that we've never, we feel so blessed. We've done this huge thing. And as the business kept growing and growing, and this is how I felt, so you can stop me at any moment. As the business kept growing and growing, there comes a time in almost every business that is growing in leaps and bounds like ours was, that there's a path you have to take. What we realized is that our paths are different than what we thought for the next era or season of the Product Boss and of our lives. We came to that realization in a really, it was just a really sad, yet it felt very true, a true realization that, oh my gosh, we're at a fork in the road. And then we decided that Jacqueline is going to carry this path of the Product Boss, and I'm going to go a different path, and that we're going to honor each other's paths in that, and each other's decisions and each other's seasons of life, even though it's been very sad, honestly. We've been crying at first I was crying twice a day, but now it's come down maybe once every other day, So that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, I think we're both going through grief. And to kind of back you all up, because I know this is big news and shocking news, but if you know us or you've been around for a while, you know that we started as friends. We found each other on the internet, through another Facebook group, through a podcast, and we realized wow, we're both talking about product businesses and nobody was speaking our language. And we just we started jiving and we called each other biz besties. And from biz besties, we very quickly leapt into being business partners. And we had 2 young kids. We had 2 kids each, but our youngest were both 2. And we hustled. We were growing this thing together without a direction because we never knew it would be. We're so grateful to every single one of you listening and everyone that's ever listened that we didn't realize how many millions of people's lives we would impact through this podcast, through the Product Boss, through our education. And we went through the pandemic together and we've gone through all of these things. And then things started to just get hard. And like Mina said, we left and grew and we grew really big. And I'll tell you that this is not a decision that was come too lightly. And honestly, Mina and I have worked on our relationship. We've done so much over the last, I'd say year and a half of alignment. Because when you're growing a business, the closest I can relate it to is in another relationship. But when you're growing something or you're in something, you want to make sure that you're aligned and you're going in the right places. And Mina had used this example once where it's somebody lives in, you were using Midwest places.
Yeah, Midwest places. And I'd never even wanted to move these places. But it's Jacqueline and I love each other. We're friends. We've spent so much time together and we created something beautiful that was pretty much our baby together. And I imagine it's people who love each other and are, let's say they're together and they're living in Detroit. They're compromising and living into Detroit because all of a sudden they ended up in Detroit. They're building their life together in Detroit. But deep down, one person wants to move to Chicago and deep down the other person wants to move to Philadelphia. And for a very long time, they love each other so much and they built this beautiful life that neither of them wants to leave. But eventually, you have to kind of face the fact that what you really want in life, so I'm just going to speak on me, what I really wanted in life was so different than what Jacqueline wanted in life. And I think of it as ideas of success. Everybody has their own version of a success or version of life that they're meant to live, that they want to live. And it doesn't make one right and one wrong. Both are very, very valid. But when you're both living in Detroit together, it's you're living that life in compromise. And it's eventually we saw how hard that was for I want Jacqueline to be happy in Philadelphia. And we're not really moving, okay? I just need to say that, okay? And Jacqueline wants me to be happy in Chicago. And we stayed in it for a long time because we loved so many parts of living in Detroit. But there was also a piece of us as we're getting into our journeys that we're just I actually really deep down want this version of success. And she really wants this other version. And so it was that's why I say we're honoring each other's paths, because in a very sad way, paths do diverge. And it's okay. Jacqueline used this term, and I think about it often when I've been journaling lately. She used this term of soul contracts. And it was for a brief period in time, ours not so brief, but brief compared to other times of people being together, that you're meant to be in this life together, like souls entangled. But eventually, it's maybe not permanent. But for the time, we were entangled in each other's lives for so long. We were meant to be, and we were meant to create the product boss, and we were meant to, help each other grow personally and professionally. But deep down, we are destined for different things. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Because I think what we're doing is courageous in the way that there are times that people will spend in relationship their whole lives without saying what they need or what they want. And because when I started, this was like where I said we were friends and biz besties. And truthfully, like, you're one of my best friends. I mean, my family. We've always also been so aware of what the other person needs. Like, we've gone through this together long enough as friends and as partners. And we will joke to our husbands and be like, we're like more life partners than like with our husbands, right? And I think what we saw was that it just wasn't working for either of us anymore in the compromise. And it wasn't making us feel good, or it wasn't letting us up, and it wasn't in the direction that either of us wanted to go. And when you say success, I mean, we're not talking success like financial success specifically. It's like life success. It's like what we see as our lives and our everyday. And I think we always talk to all of you about like, live the life you dream of, right? You each have the ability to dream of your life and live it. And I think we've all had past experiences where we've been in a situation that, I think about, a job that I had a long time ago where I put up with it for too long. At a certain point, I remember starting my own business and I was like, I'm going to live the life I want on my, I dream of. And so I think the respect for each other of making sure that we both are living a life aligned for each other and respecting that for each other. And so this was like the hardest decision that I've ever come to, that you've ever come to, and the scariest decision. And truthfully, it was up to both of us to decide what we were going to do next. And so I am honored and grateful, Mina, that like you are entrusting me with the product boss and to carry it on and continue it. And like you said, like this would have never been conceived or built or anything without the two of us, without like the magic we made, without the connection you and I had. We didn't have audiences. No one knew us from nothing, and the joy it brought and all the things and the community we built and all of you out there and being this really big podcast and just everything that's come with it. And then I'm really proud of us also for making this choice to be aligned in our lives. Like, we only have this one life to live. And so we want to live the life we imagine. And so, like Mina said, we realized that our paths were diverging. And we truthfully, as friends and as in deep love for each other, wanted to honor each other and each other's vision for those lives. And this is how it's going to go.
Yeah. I mean, I completely agree. I think the hardest part for me, I think it's easy a decision when you know that it's not, when you're giving the example of the other workplace, to me, that feels like an easy decision, an easy boundary. It's harder to let go of something that you see such potential in. And I think that for me, that's been the hardest part, that grieving something that took sacrifice and got such joy from, but having to let go before I can move on to what I would love to be better suited for me. Like more aligned with the life I want to live. And it's not to say that the product boss wasn't that. It's that, I don't know, there's different versions of life that we can live. And I want it to be where Jacqueline's choosing the better path for her, which is with the product boss. And I'm choosing the better path for me, which is a bit unclear still. It's not been that long and it's been highly emotional. But at the same time, like, I'm going in it with like right now a very heavy heart, but a very hopeful heart too. Like, I'm I'm looking forward to spending more time with my family in this season. I'm excited for the ideas that might be more aligned with my personality and what I want to bring into the world and what I want to contribute. And I'm hopeful and excited for how the product boss will transform, and how, you know, Jacqueline will lead the way and make it more what she wants it to be too.
It's podcast recommendation time, and I am so excited to talk about one of my favorite shows right now, which is Imperfect Action, hosted by Steph Taylor. And it's brought to you by the HubSpot Podcast Network, the audio destination for business professionals. Now, if you want marketing insights without the fluff, I'd love for you to tune in to this podcast. Now, there's an episode recently that I love, and it's called Stuck and Overthinking. Here's how to start taking imperfect action in your business. And this episode is a game changer. Steph unveils a 4-step process to move past hurdles and just dive in. It's real, actionable advice from a marketing pro. So, listen to Imperfect Action wherever you get your podcasts. Hey, product boss. Okay, it's your product biz coach here, Jacqueline, and I have a treat for you. So the other day we got a message on Instagram from our friend Lolly. Now she's a product boss and she was on the hunt for an easy to use inventory management software to keep track of her raw goods and what she had ready to sell. And guess what? We had an answer for her. Not only did we have a fantastic inventory management software to refer her to, but we also had a whole treasure chest of 308 other business tools and resources to make her product-based business easier to manage and more efficient to grow. And we have it for you as well. Now picture this: packaging and printing supplies, affiliate management, website and email software, legal resources, video and photo tools. Oh my, you name it, we've got it. And here's the cherry on top. It is totally free, right? It's not going to cost you a single penny. That's right, because you can get your hands on the Product Boss's Ultimate Resource Guide absolutely free. We are on a mission to change small businesses' lives and their ability to grow around the world. And whatever we can do to help you do that, we are here for it. And so we're hoping that this resource guide is one step closer to reaching your dreams. So all you need to do is slide into our DMs on Instagram with the word guide and just send us that message and we will send you a link to download it right away. Or you can head straight to theproductboss.com/resource guide. Easy peasy. Oh, and did I mention you can also DM us guide on Instagram and voila, we'll shoot you that link right away. So my friend, don't wait another second. You can get your hands on the Ultimate Resource Guide for Product Bosses right now. Now let's jump back into the show. What we want you to know is that we are so grateful. And you know us, we've never been able to hide, we're pretty transparent people and on the podcast. And so we wanted to be as transparent with you as possible as to sort of like how we got to this decision. And as honored as I am to carry on the Product Boss, it is also scary. Like I am terrified, actually. And I say that because the two of us built this, right? Like I believe in my abilities. I believe in the team we have. I believe in the education that we've built together. I believe in all of it. I believe in this community and listeners, but it is scary when you take the helm of something that I do have a responsibility to Mina to carry it on and make sure that it meets all of your needs. When you start a business from scratch, it's kind of like there's no expectation. So I am scared and I am, like you said, hopeful. I am excited and I am grieving. I am honored to be able to do this. This is the like we were saying, our life's work. Like this is my life's work. This is what I believe in so deeply. And that's like in my bones. And like what I want is that I want women, and this is for Mina too. It's like I want women to be successful, but their level of success. I want women to feel independent and have opportunities by being able to make money and creating the life that they dream of. Like, I want them to have choices and never feel stuck. And so I know that in the Product Boss, there's so much that we can teach and talk about and do. And then it's the same for the both of us, like in that respect of making sure that we lead these lives, that we blend as mothers with our kids and like our spouses and all the things. And that I hope what you all take away a little bit from this is like a reflection too of like, we can do hard things, we can make decisions, we can diverge in different paths. And like Mina said, that that's okay. And that sometimes we don't know exactly what our life is going to look like in the future. But we know that change is necessary. Like you said, like things happen in the change, and that we don't know what's to come, but it's exciting, right? We don't know what's to come, but there's something else to come. So I'm very excited about what is going to happen at the Product Boss, for all of you that are listening. I am excited for Mina as she finds, like Mina for you, like as you find your next step, next path. I know you've been kind of like thinking about it. But what I want all of you to know is like, the podcast is still going to be 2 days a week. The education is still there. You're going to be fully supported still. You may not get as many math jokes or like chuckles in that way. I'll try and do math live, but there's going to be some changes. And I'm honored and hopeful that you will stick with the Product Boss moving through this transition and past this transition into the future. Because honestly, when we took this into account of making this decision, we thought about all of you as well and like what was best for the Product Boss community at large, and also how we could continue to support you and give you all the things that you need to grow your businesses, right? To live lives that you dream of, to reach that financial freedom, to have opportunity, and really to follow your own path. And so I hope that we're able to model that for you, as sad as this announcement is.
Yeah. You know what's so funny is that we used to yearn for a model partnership that we could look up to that was like, that is the partnership that we should try to be like. And that would solve everything, as far as like, that's what a partnership is supposed to look like. So it kind of felt like we need to stay together because it's like we have to be those models. But the real truth of it all is that things are going to evolve. And that was one thing I did not see. Like, first of all, I didn't fathom the Product Boss as it is. Secondly, I didn't fathom evolving to the point that I'd ever leave. And I think that I always thought that if I could just find a model example of two partners together, then yeah, that's how they did it. But I don't know, there's something very super scary, yet super exciting about the fact that we're evolved enough and care about each other enough to diverge. And also, it doesn't take away anything. So I want to say that, of course, the Product Boss is going to evolve. It is like anything in life, and any business evolves. And you can all continue to expect the Product Boss team, Jacqueline, everything to be amazing and exceptional and helping you create these beautiful lives like how we've always done. That's the core mission of the Product Boss. It always has been, it always will be. Now, I say this because it's very scary on my side too. I'm scared, and I've been waking up in the middle of the night being scared and anxious because I don't know what's next. I shouldn't be scared, but just to say that even if you follow me and you continue to follow me and you continue to follow Jacqueline, it will only add more to your life. That is my opinion. That we're not saying our paths are diverging. You just can follow one of us. We're saying it's very exciting that our paths are diverging as well.
It's kind of like when parents get divorced and like you get 2 Christmases.
No!
You get 2 bedrooms. of. It's true.
Yeah, it is.
Mommy
One
will
is
buy
in
you a pony.
Chicago and one's in Philadelphia.
But it's true, though. I mean, we're not asking you to move to different houses. You don't have to pack a weekend bag. But it's true, though. Like, I don't know if you're ready to announce it, like, because you've been mulling over some ideas. And I'm like, Mina's telling me, like, her idea for what she's thinking about doing. And I'm so excited. I'm like, I need that. Like, I was like, it's so good. Like, I got so excited. And before we go further, I want to say that this is a no drama situation. One of the things I think we've always been really aware of, as much as we love a good like housewives throwing a glass across the table drama on TV, we really are, and what we've said and what we want to continue to model is that one, there's room at the top for all of us, right? She's not your competition. It's proof it can be done. The idea that like we want to empower women, and so and actually everybody, but and so in this is not a drama situation. This is not a, oh my gosh, what's the drama? What happened? We're trying to tell you that like nothing really happened. It was a place of where are we going? What's next? Yeah. And realizing that the next was diverging. And we could have compromised, like Mina said, and one person went one person's way or one person went the other. But I think out of respect to each other, we also thought, why? Like, why can't we live these beautiful lives that we've built and created and then like honor each other on that journey? So I hope that we can continue to model women taking care of each other and women standing up for each other and women doing what's best for each other versus anything feeling like dramatic or controversial or hurtful to each other.
I don't, it's definitely dramatic. Like in the way that so many, it's
I didn't
real.
throw a glass at you.
Yeah. No, not dramatic like Real Housewives, right? Dramatic in that I'm feeling so many different things. And it was especially hard because of that. And dramatic in that, I say that because when, I saw this one skit that somebody was like, when I say not to be dramatic, I want it to be dramatic. And that's the way I feel too, like not to be dramatic, but I'm going through some stuff, I'm
not taking away from the emotional side of it. Yes. I'm just saying that I don't want anyone to think like there was a big blow up or she said this or she said that or that there was, I mean, I know it sucks for all of you that like you don't get to like, it's not you in
get 2 Christmases. No, we started as friends. We're ending as friends.
And that I think is the most important thing. Like, I think that us making this decision when we made this decision was also to honor the love we have for each other and to stay friends, right? Like to not go too far down a path that like our relationship that we've worked so hard on and our families, all of it, that it would ever be compromised. And I think that's when you're saying we're ending as the product bus as it exists. We co-founded this together, but we are friends moving forward.
Yes. And it's like, and that's not to diminish that it is actually a really painful and sad decision, but also a very exciting, hopeful, and the right decision for the both of us.
What I'm really looking forward to is getting back into serving everybody at the Product Boss, like just giving. I know that there's been a time that, and, I just want to go back into the giving. So I want to make the podcast episodes very giving and nurturing to like your growth and really knowing what you want to do. And there's going to potentially be some format changes, but we're going to test and try. And you're all going to let us know, like, you like it or you don't like it. We're going to test a couple different things. This is what we teach all of you. Like you test and try and see. And there's some fun and exciting things coming this way. So there's going to still be the format you're used to as a solo host, but with guests. And then there's some other stuff that I'm excited about, but I'm not going to say it yet until I know that it's fully figured out. In terms of the giving, it's like, I want to show up for you more and give you more events, right? Like that there's things that you can come to, that we can work in workshops, that there's downloads, it's like, what do you need and how can we serve? Because while I would love for you all to be students, 99.8% of you may never actually become a student, but you are part of this community and you are part of my life's mission, which is teaching people or allowing women specifically, but I'm going to say all of our product bosses out there, to know that you have it in you. If you have a business and maybe it was a hobby, but you want to turn it into a business and you want to build a beautiful life with your business as that vehicle to your dream life, it's possible. And that I want to support you in knowing that you can make money out of nothing, that what we teach is going to be the thing that helps you. So whether you're a paid student or you're not, that there's this, that I'm here to support you in your journey. And if you're ready to jump into some program or offering we have, great. And if not, this podcast is going to be a resource that you're going to feel like, yes, I belong. They get me. That sounds like me. That's my story. Or that you can take action from it and move forward, right? That you can you'll be like, I can't listen to this in the car. I have to sit down and write notes. Like, that's what I want for you. In terms of programs, Multi-Stream Machine is here and still serving all of you. They have some new ideas for some new offerings, and you're going to hear about this pretty soon after this episode airs, into the winter time of this year. And then we're going to continue to support our product bosses and some other programs. So there's going to be a mix between live programs, group coaching programs. There's going to be opportunities for in-person. So it's just going to feel like there's something for all of you. And depending on your learning style, you'll kind of get to choose. So I'm excited about what's to come. I'm excited to continue to support you all on your journey of growing your businesses, because I've grown so many businesses, whether they're my own or helped people. I've seen behind the scenes of thousands and thousands of people's businesses, and I've seen their success. And I also think that I am a problem solver. So I have this ability to see a problem and try and solve for it. And I want to bring that to you as well, so that none of you ever feel stuck. So I'm super excited about what's to come. I would hope that you continue to follow the show and subscribe, that you support, that you're on the email list, that you're in all the places, so that you can see the fun and exciting things that are to come.
Yes, I love that. I think you came here for a reason, and I think it's just going to get bigger and better
You said
yes,
it.
yes, in Jacqueline's way, right? But it will still continue to have the heart of having you live your dream life, which has always been our mission, and make money. When I've been thinking about this new version of life, and I want to tell another quick story about when Jacqueline and I were seeking advisement for this decision. We talked to we have the same wealth manager for our families. And, we're like crying, whatever else,
Oh, we've cried to so many professionals. So many
dramatic calls up in here. Lots of feelings.
I cried 4 times to our podcast editor.
Yeah. Like I said, it started off twice a day. Now it's maybe once every other day. But this is this week. It could go back up. Who knows? It could uptick again. And he was saying to us, because I was like, do you think that this is he happened to, first of all, let me give a backstory on him. He happened to start his own business at, I think he said 42. And it was a business that he had started with a different co-founder. And he said, and then we both went our own different ways. And he does wealth management too. And so it was kind of a cool story that he told us. And I was like, do you think that we're going through a midlife crisis right now? Right? Because I'm trying to figure out all the pieces. It's are we going through a midlife
crisis? Did you buy the Porsche convertible too?
Yeah. Did I, is this my version of, buying a Lamborghini? I don't know, and he said, no, I don't think that it's a midlife crisis. It's a midlife clarity. And I kept that so close to me, and I felt like that is exactly what it feels like. Now we're walking through the mud right now of this clarity, that's for sure, wading through the mud, and then it will just become more clear and clear. So I wanted to share the things that I'm dreaming of for this next stage in my life, that maybe if I say them out loud, they will be less scary.
I'm excited to hear it again because I love it.
Yes. And remember, it's very loosey-goosey over here.
So don't hold her to any of this. Could be totally different.
It's been, a process, and I'm still processing, I should say, So if you go to cuetheclarity.com, C-U-E, the clarity, I'm assuming Q that's how you spell it. There will be something there for you, hopefully a cool gift that really talks about how you can turn into your inner clarity that will kind of overflow into your life. And it will be something that will be life forward. So it could be a good counterpart to what you're already learning at the Product Boss. And it will be, as I've been an entrepreneur for a long time. So I've been an entrepreneur since 2004. So there will probably be bits and pieces that are more relatable to people that are online business owners. Just going to say that. But it will be more life forward in that it will be really about tapping into who you're meant to be in this world and elevating your life in that way. And, I think that as I'm starting to learn more about myself, that's what really led me to this exponential growth in life and in business. Like that's the pieces I've taken away from a lot of it. Even when Jacqueline and I were training in with Donald Miller, yes, the Donald Miller, he said something that was like, he said that he was more a professor than he was a performer. And I've always said that I'm more a teacher than I am a coach, right? And so I'm trying to really tap into that part of me that, I have my minor in psychology, I have my master's in business. Yes, I have all this experience in business and in partnerships and in life and everything. But I really want to talk about having you contribute in your own way to the life that you're living and breaking that down in a way that it feels like very aligned and very like elevated and improved. And so, I was telling Jacqueline, because as we've lived this life together, in Detroit, there's been lots of things that have been like we've grown together. Like we started off as baby entrepreneurs, really, and then we grew together. And so one of the things that I was doing was this idea of slower mornings. And I was like, and even no matter who you are, whether you're like, we're opposites, as you all know from listening to us a long time, even though you are maybe more like Jacqueline and more like me, slower mornings actually contributes to a better life, a greater life. And so I came up with this whole acronym and all these things, and I've been working it through my brain and really dreaming about what this new version of what I'm going to be teaching on is. And it's going to be more life forward, and there's probably going to be a podcast, maybe, but I'm just trying to take the pieces of what I've learned in this journey alongside Jacqueline and take the things that I really have loved and carry that on in my own way. And then Jacqueline will probably do the same thing. She's going to carry on with the things that she's loved about the Product Boss and carry it on in her own way. And then all of you that are listeners get to have 2 Christmases, and I hope that that's how you feel about it too.
Yeah. So I want to thank all of you for, from the first episode we ever launched and like got our first deal with Great Joy with like 1,000 listeners. It's nothing. And we pushed it and we grew the business to like where we are now. The partners and the partnerships we've had along the way with like other businesses and other support, the other podcasts that have had us on for HubSpot and their support and the podcast network. But truthfully, like it's our team for sure. And then for all of you for supporting us in this journey, for being the best, most loving community, that you're so loving to each other and kind to each other, and also for us and how you share the podcast and how you support each other and you support, we're just so grateful. And so this will be the last episode that we air together as the Product Boss, as the co-host. It will move on to me being the host, the Product Boss on my own, which I appreciate your support on. And then Mina, when you are ready, whether it's cue the clarity or whatever you end up really coming for your clarity to come to, like we want you back on the podcast. We're going to share it. I want you all to continue to support. Not I want you. We'd be so honored if you continue to support both of us on this journey. And so that they would head to cuetheclarity.com.
Mm-hmm. And
there'll be a goodie there. And then continue to follow us at the Product Boss. If you're not already, come on over. And then, this is a really hard time for us. So your support means so much to us as we do continue to step forward on this journey.
Yeah. And I want to say that I'm going to miss this. I'm going to miss Jacqueline. I've already been missing her and I'm here still. I'm going to miss the team. I miss the team every single day, actually, because it's like the worlds are changing. And I'm going to miss everybody in our community and getting to be a part of their lives. Does that mean that we can't all move forward like we need to? No, it doesn't mean that. It means that we'll all continue to move forward in a positive way, and that change is hard. And it just because we miss it doesn't mean that it's the wrong decision. It means that things change and paths diverge, and that's okay. So I hope that you will still continue to follow me, and I hope that you still continue to follow Jacqueline. And I think that I especially hope that the original listeners and original people continue to listen, because you'll get to see the evolution of all this, and you probably will miss it too, but you'll also probably feel excited and hopeful and grateful for all the new things that are coming too. And we're grateful of our lives. I mean, our lives are just like 1 in a million lives, 1 in 5 million, a billion. I don't know. However many people are living in this planet. It's just like crazy to think about what our lives are. And so I think that the important thing is like the connections we've made and the impressions, like the way that we've changed each other's lives, and I feel that with all of the people, even with the audience, the team, with you, with me, everything, we've literally changed each other's lives in some way, shape, or form. And now we get to move forward together too. And I'm excited for that. And I'm going to focus on the excitement of what's to come. And I look forward to all of you kind of letting us, I don't know, honoring our paths, and we'll honor yours, And I think it will be great. It'll be wonderful. It's fine.
It's all going to be okay.
It's going to be okay.
It is going to be okay, because we've had, you and I have started businesses, closed businesses. We've had our own life's journey, and as hard as it is to walk through the transitions and the changes, and it is okay that we'll all be okay. So again, we're so honored, and I just want to thank you all for listening to this and for being supportive of our decisions and our choices, and knowing that we still love each other, and we hold a deep love for each other, and we hold a deep love for you all as well. And so we are both completely dedicated to making sure that this community and this world of the Product Boss, that you all continue to thrive and continue to live a life that you dream of and you imagine. And like Mina said, 2 Christmases, you've got us both still online, and the next episode will be different. So see you in the next one. And that's okay.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for holding that space for us to have this conversation with you. And we'll see you in the next episode.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you for being here and listening all the way through the Product Boss podcast. If you love our show and it has helped you in any way in your business, would you mind doing 2 things for us? Subscribe to the show so you never miss an episode, and leave us a review. Reviews help other product entrepreneurs know that this is the place to be to grow their businesses and realize that they're not alone. And we know that you all know that a 5-star and honest review helps you sell more products to more people. So you know that your reviews help us reach more listeners around the world. Remember, what we give is what we receive, and we are all about helping each other in the Product Boss community. We are all in this together. We would be so appreciative of you if you could take the time right now to subscribe, leave a review, and even share this episode on social or someone you know, so we can impact more lives. And remember, subscribing means that you will get notified each time we release a new episode, so you never miss a thing. You have helped us grow and climb into the top 10 of all marketing podcasts, and together we can keep climbing. Thank you, friends, and remember, there is room at the top for all of us.